Hi, my name is Sam and welcome to a new camera comparison between the Oppo Find X3 Pro and the Xiaomi Mi 11. So, let's go! In this video we are going to show you the video and photo performance indoors as well as outdoors, the different modes like portrait and macro and slow motion feature, the autofocus and sound performance and how the cameras are handling nighttime shooting. So first we are going to show you the video performance. Here are some shots of me walking indoors, mostly with artificial lights. As you can see, both are handling the video stabilization quite well, but more on that later on in the video. To have an equal test situation, we are shooting on both in 4K and 30 frames. Indoors they have quite similar results. They are handling switching from dark places into more well lit places pretty much the same. Here and there you can tell that the Oppo has more shadows, but is also a bit sharper, while the Xiaomi is a little softer. In terms of white balance, you can say that the Xiaomi is slightly colder than the Oppo. Going outdoors, we notice that the Xiaomi is handling the transition from dark to bright better than the Oppo, but then the dynamic range falls apart. The Xiaomi tries to light up darker parts of the image, which leads to losing image quality. The Oppo has more contrast and better dynamic range, as you can see in the sky. The color temperature on the Oppo seems also more accurate than on the Mi 11, which is slightly too warm. Turning back on my face, you'll see again that the Find X3 is sharper than its competitor. We also noticed something strange on the Mi 11. The frames somehow skip here and there. We don't know if that's a common thing or if it's just the phone that we used which has that problem. Anyways, let's move on to the zoom feature. First, we have the ultra-wide lens. Again, the Oppo has in our opinion the better results. Yes, the dark parts of the image like my jacket are quite dark, but compared to the Xiaomi, which tries to light up everything equally, which leads to a flat image. One time zoomed in, the Xiaomi appears to do a slightly better job, but it seems as if it tries to have everything in focus. The Oppo on the other hand has a more shallow depth of the field, by focusing on what's in the foreground of the image. Zoom further in, you'll see that the Find X3 still remains sharpness, while the Mi 11 loses it. Now let's zoom in as close as possible. Since the Mi 11 does not have a zoom lens, the Oppo once again outperformed the Xiaomi. Instead of a zoom lens camera, it has a macro lens camera. So let's get close to an object. By doing so, we notice that you actually have to go into the menu to choose a macro lens. The Mi does not do it by default. More on the macro zoom capability later on in the video. Now as promised, we take a closer look at the stabilization feature. First, we do a quick run up the stairs with the stabilization feature turned off. Both come in with good results. Next, we do it again with the feature turned on. Again, both have really good results, which do not differ all that much. In terms of autofocus, both are pretty fast, but still there were differences. While the Xiaomi is faster by focusing on something that suddenly appears in the frame, the Oppo is handling the continuous autofocus better. As you can see when I'm suddenly moving towards the camera and backwards again. Before going into sound quality, let's take a last look at the slow motion feature. Here the Xiaomi is slightly better. It offers 480 frames per second in 1080p, whereas the Oppo only has 240 frames per second. Next up, you see and hear sound samples indoors and outdoors. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Private Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much. They were the last people you'd expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious, because they just didn't hold with such nonsense. Mr. Dursley was the director of a firm called Grunnings, which made drills. He was a big beefy man with hardly any neck, although he did have a very large mustache. This is the sound of the Oppo Find X3 Pro next to a busy street, and this is the sound of the Xiaomi Mi 11 also next to a busy street. We noticed that the Xiaomi tries to pick up everything, whereas the Oppo has better results in picking up my voice. Let's switch from the video function to the photo function by starting with the portrait mode. Here are again some differences noticeable. For example, the blur effect in the Oppo is in our opinion a bit too much, which leads to an unnatural feeling. The blur on the Xiaomi seems more natural, but the software doesn't do a good job in recognizing the contours. As you can see at the top part of my cap. The Oppo definitely does a better job, but still has some mistakes here and there. Let's go through the different cameras. First again, the ultra-wide one. Its field of view is bigger on the Oppo compared to the one from Xiaomi. And again, the dynamic range in the Find X3 image looks a bit better. Moving closer via the zoom lens, everything until 5 times zoomed in, the quality looks pretty much the same. But then the digital zoom falls behind on the Xiaomi, as you can see at 20 times zoomed in. Both have macro lenses, but in this particular case, Xiaomi really outshines the Oppo, as you can see in the following samples. It's really impressive how close you can get. It's even possible to see the dot pattern on the paper print of the chocolate bar of wrapper. Here are some samples where we couldn't spot any significant differences between the two. But see for yourself. But stay tuned, afterwards we will go into the results of the nighttime pictures and videos. The first thing that we notice is that the Xiaomi has much more lens flare than Oppo's pictures. And we really like the color profile of the Find X3. It also comes across sharper, but that is mostly due to the long exposure time that the Mi 11 uses to light up the picture. That is something that the Oppo is better at. The pictures are well lit with good sharpness. Here are some samples with the ultra-wide camera. Let's try to zoom in again. The Oppo again has better results, except in this picture. We don't know what happened here. Both cameras didn't take good videos at nighttime, but the Oppo still had better quality, and the Xiaomi has a lot of noise and seems really soft. Okay, in conclusion, there isn't much to say. In our opinion, the Oppo has overall slightly better results. Still, Xiaomi has some advantages. For example, the macro lens and the slow motion feature. In case of the Oppo, we gotta mention that the main, which is the wide camera, as well as the ultra wide camera, both have a 50 megapixel sensor, which is pretty cool. Let us know in the comments below which camera you like more. We would love to hear if you came to the same conclusions as we did. And as always, if you like this video, feel free to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. Till then, take care and see you soon.